So with this whole Blackhawks news, they're playing Game 6. It's an elimination game tonight as I record this podcast. They could be eliminated, but that's not really what we're talking about right now. The points that we need to make are some of the stuff that went down with Pat Foley and Andrew Shaw.
Sure.
I want to start with Pat Foley because he pretty much was saying what everybody else was thinking with this whole late game 8:42 puck drop thing. Yeah. So I got the quote here. He was pretty much bashing the NFL for the late puck drop, and I got some thoughts on this, but I just want you to hear the quote first, okay?
Yeah.
So here we go. All right. Quote, Eddie, we've had a tremendous series between two great teams here, and it has been compelling theater. The two teams have been tied or one-goal games 96% of the time so far. But this is the third time in 5 games that a start time of 8:42 local time was mandated. I can say with certainty, players cannot stand these late starts, coaches cannot stand them, and most importantly, the fans cannot stand them. So as we approach midnight, again, on a work night, a school night, a simple question, an 8:42 puck drop, and then he got cut off by the NBC Sports Network. And what he's pretty much said at the end of the quote was, what's to gain by this? Now, okay, go Pat Foley. This guy's a legend. I absolutely agree with him because, yes, one, the NHL isn't a major market in the United States.
It's not. Nobody watches it.
It falls fourth to the NFL, NBA, MLB, and then NHL.
Hockey.
So that's where they're at. Now, my question to you is, they have games, playoff games going on, and the Chicago Blackhawks, who have won 3 Stanley Cups in the last 6 years, who have been in the playoffs every year since 2009.
Sure.
What are they doing at the latest? There's 9:42 start time in the East.
In the East, yeah.
What is the NHL doing? Putting one of the their most profitable,
most marketable,
team at this start. Like what is there to gain?
There isn't anything to gain, Mike. And if I don't understand, television regulations very well, but I don't get why you wouldn't want a primetime start. I mean, really, it's not that difficult. What does NBC Sports really show?
Right.
Or
home improvement stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, home improvement stuff, or talk about, or CSN for that matter. Really, we don't need to watch the World Series of Blackjack.
Again, yeah.
That's ridiculous. Nobody wants to watch fucking female bowling, senior female bowling.
Right.
Like that's ridiculous. So I think you have to make a move to where you advance the start time of these games.
The thing too is it's not that.
And congrats to Foley. He's the man. Obviously, like you said.
McDonough, a guy head of the Blackhawks, he was actually against Foley's comments. He didn't have his back, which I was kind of pissed about. But I mean, whatever. He's an idiot. But Foley, what he was saying, it's true. But you look at the NBA, right? And all these playoff games that are going on.
Oh my God, all the time.
They're scheduling it. It's like they're doing a good job.
Amazing job.
They're overlapping games. So it's like the end of one game is overlapping the start of another. So as soon as that game ends, you could turn it on and it's like midway through the first quarter or so.
Yeah.
In the NHL, what the hell are they doing? Waiting for one game to end exactly at the end of the third period, and then having their major market team starting super late at night on a school night. It's just, I just don't understand the thinking there.
Especially in Chicago, man. I mean, this is where, this is the only town that cares about hockey, man. Come on. Let's be honest. I mean, we have LA, we have Chicago. Who else? The New
East,
York a little bit.
The Northeast.
Yeah.
They're
Minnesota,
pretty big on it, but they're
and then Canada.
Yeah,
exactly.
They're a part of Canada.
So you have, when the Blackhawks are on, a very fun, engaging, exciting team, you get about 6 million viewers in the Stanley Cup. Not just we're talking Stanley Cup, their biggest platform. So I mean, not a lot of people are watching to begin with.
Super Bowl was what, 115 mil or something?
150.
50. Oh
yeah,
my. Yeah.
So I mean,
the discrepancy there,
and it goes up every single year.
But that's just an extreme example. But we're just like putting it to perspective here. 6 million viewers for a championship,
caliber team,
professional sports organization. That's not going to cut it. In the NHL, you're not getting any views outside of Chicago and St. Louis anyway because nobody cares about hockey.
Right.
And then you're just starting the game super late and it just benefits nobody.
Exactly,
So go Pat Foley. You killing it.
He's correct. Absolutely correct. I mean, good for him to stand up to, the guys who write his checks.
Yeah.
Because I know that's
He just put it in really good perspective. He's the man. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish he'd call something on the score because God, they need new people.
So anyway, that's a little quick little talk about that specific topic.
Sure.
I want to move on to another kind of controversial thing. Not kind of, it was a controversial thing that went down. It was an unfortunate thing that went down. Andrew Shaw said a derogatory, homophobic slur, on the ice when he was really upset. And when it was a game 4. When it was game 4 and they lost.
Suspended for game 5.
They lost that game, and as a result, he got suspended. But they caught him directly on camera, clear as day. You don't even have to be a lip reader to understand what he was saying.
Nope.
And that went down, and on top of that, he also double flipped off the ref.
He sure did, and that's what I'm talking about, baby. Go Andrew Shaw.
Well, yeah, then he got in trouble for it. He got suspended for game 5, as you said. He got fined $5,000. And he has to go to sensitivity training.
Yes, he does.
Now, this is the society we are living in today. And now this isn't the wrong society because, listen, we have to value people as humans. We cannot take a person because of their race, their nationality, their way of thinking.
Sexual orientation.
Thank you. We are people and we treat people as equals.
Yeah.
Just despite their views, if it's controversial or whatever, and all these people who are saying, I'm sick of this sensitive society. We need to, this is stupid.
I don't have time to be politically correct. Well, yeah you should have time because we need to respect everybody as human beings. I mean, I don't care what your, exactly like you said, political affiliation or belief system is. I'm sorry, there's a thing called decency and respect. And, everyone says, I want to go back to the old days where we called a spade a spade.
Right. No, let's not do that.
No, you don't want to do that because, people are people and they all deserve equal opportunity. Exactly. But with that being said, I'd like to, commend Andrew Shaw. He made the comment, it's 2016 now, just like we're saying. It's time for everyone to be treated equally. It's a hurtful word, and I know that. And I'm sorry to everyone, and I want to apologize. Stand up, dude. Great guy. Young kid, though.
And the thing is...
That's the whole thing. He's 23 years old?
The thing is... He was sincere in his apology, and you can tell.
Sure was.
And people can say that he wasn't, but I believe him wholeheartedly. I think, and you know what? Also, Chris Hine of the Chicago Tribune, he came out as gay. Okay. And he covers the Blackhawks. Sure. And Shaw pulled him aside, and he apologized to him directly. And this is on his free will. He wasn't forced to do this out of his sensitivity training. And he came out and talked to the media on his own, addressing this issue and explained himself. And listen. Hockey idiom is different than normal everyday conversation. When you're on the ice in a professional sport like that, you hear some of this,
you hear some bad stuff, man.
Put the biscuit in the basket, eh? It's stuff like that. That's how they talk, but it's a part of their language. Not saying it's a right thing to do, but listen, Shaw he wasn't calling this ref a derogatory homophobic dude because the referee was gay, and I don't know if he was or not. But
no, he
that would
wasn't.
make it even worse, by the way. But I'm guessing
it would. But no, that ref is probably heterosexual.
He didn't mean it in a way you know what I mean. He didn't mean it. He was attempting to slander him. Do you mind if I use the term just for everybody who doesn't know? Lay it on there.
Okay, yeah, and I hope I don't offend anybody, but he called the ref a faggot, and that is a word that especially around the time me and Mike are growing up, or even Andrew Shaw for that matter. I mean, he's only a couple years older than us. That was just a term that was thrown around as as just like, oh, you're stupid, or oh, you're a jerk.
Oh, that's gay.
Yeah, oh, that's gay.
We use that in everyday conversation.
That kind of thing. And I'm not trying to justify it. No, and I'm not attempting to do that. All I'm saying is, obviously, Andrew Shaw wasn't attempting to demean homosexuals. Yeah. He was just saying it. It's just like a dude would,
he's like calling him a jackass.
Subject.
You know what? Now though, you have to be careful. Just call people assholes. That's fine.
Assholes better.
You can't say fag anymore. And
give him a more general insult. Call him a bitch. Call him something like that.
Yeah,
call him
but
a fucker.
It's very hard for a person to just especially growing up and using that vocabulary every day. It's hard to adjust. But listen. Shaw said he wasn't going to say it anymore. That's good.
Exactly.
And, he's not the only one who says it on the ice. I can guarantee you more than half of the players in the NHL are using that term. But
without a doubt.
Now it's apparent that this word, and it's impacting people.
Yeah.
It has a history behind it, and it's very, very offensive. It's like the N-word to African Americans.
Oh man, we can go in a whole different story.
I'm
with
just
that
saying,
one,
it's in the same conversation level. It's a very terrible word that we need to just ban it from our vocabulary. And let's move on. I give Shaw a lot of credit for coming out and apologizing. He was very heated, obviously.
Yeah.
But that doesn't justify the fact that he uses the word, right?
No, exactly. And I know that's the whole idea.
Right.
Exactly.
But
I mean,
good for the Blackhawks for coming out and, handling it as such. And the NHL,
and Andrew Shaw specifically,
right.
he may or may not be my favorite player on the Hawks, but I do want to commend him because you could have handled it in so many different ways. Just put it out there, move on.
The best thing you can do is apologize in that situation.
Exactly.
And the NHL, they made a statement. They were like, all right, you're suspended, you owe us money, and you're going to sensitivity training. So this is a message that is heard throughout the league, and hopefully we can move forward from this. But the main, it's all over now. We can move past it, and it took social media realm by storm. That was pretty intense.
Yeah,
it was all over the place.
Some people do need to see it from a perspective like us as well, though. Like, you know what? The man. It would be a totally different ball game if this ref happened to be homosexual.
That would be crazy.
People are blowing this up like Shaw is some hateful, spiteful.
Yep.
Oh my God! You know what? Guys, hit me on Twitter. See the stuff I say. You'd be amazed. And it's just that's the whole thing. Like he was not meaning it to demean, but. We'll go back to what Mike and I have said 100 times already through this. You just can't do it, and you shouldn't do it. It's that simple.
Well, wow, man, great conversation today. Well, this is a very solid episode of Behind the Pen. I hope you all enjoyed it. I want to thank you again, Jake, for hopping on. It's been a pleasure. I hope you can come back and we do this again sometime.
Oh, during
Plug your
the
Twitter
NFL
for
season.
me. Plug your Twitter for me. What is it? You can follow this boy at.
You could follow me at O_B_ Juan, WAN_ Jacoby, Obi-Wan Jacoby, as in Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You can follow me on Twitter at Rankin906, but most importantly, you should follow Most Valuable Podcast on Twitter and on Snapchat because we were doing that now.
Whoa.
So, yeah. It's
I didn't even know that. I'm a big fan.
Hey, thanks, man. But at Most Valuable Pod on Twitter, at Most Valuable Pod on Snapchat. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at Most Valuable Podcast, and also keep listening to Behind the Pen. My name is Mike Rankin. Thank you all for listening. We'll see you all next time.
Thank you for listening to this MVP podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Most Valuable Pod for more great podcasts.